Hey, what's up, YouTube? So thanks for coming back. Thanks for watching the next video in the series. I'm grateful for you. Really quick, if you're not part of my texting community and you'd like to have an opportunity for announcements or even more one-on-one engagement, you can text me at 949-216-5448 and add yourself into my contacts so that we can be in communication at a higher level, okay? That's a free resource for you. Standard text messaging rates may apply, but that's available, all right? All right, cool. So today or in this specific video, I want to talk a little bit about the narrative with our clients, okay? And I want to talk a little bit about how we are approaching these conversations with coronavirus and our actual prospects and leads and active, escrows and transactions going on. In that, I want you to understand something. I'm well aware that we have issues that need to be handled. I'm well aware that we have a virus that needs containment. Whether you're the person that says, oh, it's just the flu, get back to work, or you're the person that's like, oh my God, we could all die, that's not for me to tell you. That you can have your own opinion on that. But I want to talk a little bit about our responsibility as real estate agents. You know, we're exposed in this business. Let me think of how I want to phrase this. So we have the privilege as realtors to engage and interact with people from every walk of life in all different circumstances and things happening on a regular basis. And I think it's really, really important for us to separate some of our personal opinions with the sound business advice that we give. For example, I'm hearing a lot of narrative, oh my God, the housing market is screwed, we're totally gonna crash, it's over, we're done, it's not a good time, and then I'm hearing on the other side, it's a great time to buy, the interest rates are still low, screw what they're saying, get in, get qualified, play the game. There's truth to both of those. The reality is, if I had a crystal ball, and you should be saying the same thing, if we had crystal balls, then not those balls, you know what I'm saying. If we had a crystal ball, then we certainly wouldn't need to be in real estate. I'd be selling crystal balls to people all day because then you could predict your future. But we don't have a crystal ball. So for you to say the market's going to crash or for you to say it's the best time ever to buy, completely irrelevant, okay? We don't know the answer. None of us have that crystal ball. What I will tell you is this. You need to make sure that your conversations with your client are very personal to them. Protect their best interest. If somebody's looking to sell a home and maximize the dollar they can get out of it, is now the right time? And your response to that might be, I got to be honest, Mr. Seller, I really don't know the answer to that. The only way that we can truly know is to test the market. And by the way, each market's going to be a little different. Where I'm located, we've been shy on inventory all year. That's not related to the coronavirus. That's just, we've been shy on inventory already. We also have really low interest rates, so it could be a very opportune time to buy. And I think the fact that we've had low inventory and the interest rates are really low, and now we have the coronavirus in there, it's all kind of like offsetting itself and keeping the market in some ways sort of mellow. And meaning it's not super volatile, and maybe that changes tomorrow, but for me, I haven't seen that yet. I've got, I just put a lease listing in. I've got active buyers in escrow. I've got 2 for sale listings coming up. I mean, I've got $11 million I've added to my pipeline in the last few months, and some of that has come in just the last few days and last couple weeks. So while the coronavirus is having an impact perhaps up here on us mentally and on our lives, like my kids are now out of school for the next 5 weeks. Cool. I got to deal with that. But it doesn't mean that everything comes crashing down. So how do we have the conversation with our prospective client or with our buyers who are going through this? Hey, it's the best time ever to buy. I want you to ask yourself, is it though? And here's why I say that. Not because it's not the best time to buy, but I was just talking to my buddy Jim who lives out of state. And I help connect him with realtors in other areas when he and his wife are either looking for a new primary residence or some of the investment properties they pick up. And so I regularly am referring him out. He was asking me this morning, he goes, so what do you think? I feel like there's going to be a huge crash in the market and it's going to be insane. and I'm going to love it, and I'm going to pick up a property. And my response to him was, man, I got to be honest with you. I don't know if there's going to be a huge crash in the market. I know that the interest rates are favorable. I know that real estate's going to be impacted. But here's the more important question that I have for you, and it has nothing to do with the real estate market. Are you ready? How's your job? Are you keeping your job? Are you going to get furloughed? Are you going to be are there going to be massive layoffs? Are you in a space that you can work from home and that's cool? Or is your industry madly impacted and you might not have any money for the next couple weeks, couple months? Now, your response to that might be, well, dude, there's a national state of emergency. There's a lot of funding and money available to us now, right? And so we can apply for stuff, right? But guys, we're in uncharted territory. So in my opinion, and while those things are available and or becoming available, it doesn't mean that all that stuff happens overnight. The banks and the government and all the small business administration, everyone's trying to navigate this as it happens. None of this has a full clear path just yet. It's evolving literally by the minute, by the hour. It's not a day by day. It's like an hour by hour thing right now. So the conversations I would encourage you to be having with your clients are, well, let me ask you about you. Let me ask you about your personal situation. Are you comfortable financially? Because sure, I could get you into a property, but are you going to lose your job? Has your job given you any indication about what's going on? Has your place of work given you any indication on what's going on and how everything happening across the whole world is impacting them and what that may mean for its employees? And the reason is because as an agent, your responsibility to your client isn't just to, put them in a spot where, oh gosh, let's sell them. Is this a house that you could see yourself quarantined in? That's not the message, guys. And I know that might seem funny, like, oh, what a clever little line, but it's not funny. It's not funny at all, because we're not actually asking the question about let me help you navigate the decision. Are you asking the questions that help them navigate like the real world happenings? It's not about like, could you see yourself quarantined here? It's about, if you buy this place, are you going to lose your job 2 weeks after it closes? Where is your job at? Is your position secure? If you qualify and you lose it and then you close, are you still okay? Do you have reserves? Are you okay? Right? These are the types of conversations that I would be asking clients right now. Now, I don't think that people should be making decisions based off of fear. In fact, I never feel that way. I don't think that when everything's like not all coronavirus-y, okay? I just think that we need to be extra careful about how we're having conversations with our clients right now and make sure that we're really putting their best interest first by having not a fear-based conversation, but a conversation that's just real. What's going on in your world, right? Is this a want or a need? Is this something that should wait, or is it something you really want and need or can afford now no matter what? And if the answer is I want it, I need it, I can afford it, and I'm good right now, then go for it. I actually think, personally, that buyers are going to be far more impacted than the sellers, because the sellers are always going to have access to investors. There's always going to be some buyers that are out there and available, and a lower, like we've already had kind of a lower inventory position where I am. So if we're in a lower inventory position, it's still going to keep demand up a little bit. And there's always people that in some way, shape, or form can afford to buy. But I think that buyers are going to be more impacted because the furloughs and all that stuff. Now, I'm seeing a lot of businesses getting financial support, a lot of like stadiums. There's a lot of private capital that's coming in saying, hey, like we'd like to, sponsor the hourly employees and everything so that they don't lose the income that they would have gotten while the professional sports aren't playing or whatever, right? And I think that's really admirable. But the way that that's distributed and what that does from a stability standpoint and how the banks view that and protect their money and all that stuff, we don't exactly know yet. So I think buyers are going to be more impacted than sellers when it comes to like the ability to transact. And sellers will be impacted by that from a buyer perspective, but sellers will also have access to a different level of clientele. If you have a buyer that's looking to upsize or is looking to enter the market as a first-time buyer, they're obviously going to be impacted differently by what's going on based on their jobs and all that stuff. So anyway, this is just this has been way longer than I wanted, but this was just to tell you, I really want you to think about the way that you're approaching the conversations with your clients. Are you injecting more fear in there than is necessary? Are you acting as if you have lots of answers that you don't have? Are you telling your clients, I want you to make your own decision, but here's where things are at currently? It's not your job to tell them that they should or shouldn't. It's your job to provide the consultation and information to them and let them make their own decisions based on the information that they've gathered on their own and that you provide to them. Remain a professional in this environment and don't allow your personal fears to impact your client. Stay human. It's not a bad idea to inject your opinions on things if asked, but make sure that you're keeping yourself in a position where you can still provide sound professional advice for folks who are like, hey, how's this going to work out for me? Is the whole market going to crash? Because your response inside could be, yeah, we're effed. But the reality is you really don't know. So maybe the consultation is, and the consultative advice is, it could, I don't know the answer. Here's where things are at now. Are you worried about any of that? And if so, how do you want to respond? And just know that anybody that decides not to take action right now becomes part of your future transaction list, becomes part of your longer term pipeline. Real agents work. Make sure you're one of them. Thanks for being here.